Alright, let's correct these bicep curls. So this is what you don't want to be doing. Using your lower back to swing the weight up. This is going to put a lot of pressure on your front delts. Instead, this is what we do want to do. We want to lean into the curl and engage our abs to bring more attention to the biceps. Okay, this is also what we don't want to do, is have space in between our elbows and the sides of our body. This is going to lead to a loose contraction. So instead, to fix this problem, what we're going to be doing is having a little bit of a closer grip and squeezing our elbows into the sides of our body to help develop a deep and a solid contraction. Last, you don't want to be swinging that weight up and down. It's going to most likely be too heavy. Instead, just lighten that weight up and get a contraction for 1 to 2 seconds on the top of the movement. And this is going to lead to a lot better bicep gains and a lot better results. So here's the incorrect form of alternating dumbbell curls. A very frequently done mistake is allowing the elbows to flare out as you initially do the curl. Okay, this is not going to lead to tension on the biceps. It's going to activate the delts and the lats. Instead, this is what we want to do to optimize this exercise for the best growth possible. Keeping our elbows tucked into the sides of our body, you can actually see there's a straight line if you're looking directly in front of me. And so try not to go too heavy on this exercise. Even have a spotter hold your elbows in if it really helps. This is really going to create a lot more tension on the biceps, which is going to lead to future gains and a lot more progress. So this is what we don't want to be doing for incline dumbbell curls, guys. We don't want to be swinging that weight, okay? It's going to be leading to a lot more activation in the front delts and a lot less activation in the biceps, okay? Also, if you don't fully extend those arms, you're cutting yourself short, okay? So what we want to do with this exercise is keep both of those elbows tucked back as you're curling that weight, okay? It's going to lead to a lot more tension on the biceps. Also, we want to make sure we're getting a full extension all the way down, okay? So don't go too heavy. Lift smart, lift with quality, and you'll feel this exercise and you'll benefit from the gains a lot better. Alright guys, this is what we don't want to be doing on spider curls. So you see I'm extending the wrist right here, okay? That's going to be very hard on your joints and not effective on the biceps. So an easy way to fix this, keep both wrists straight and strong, okay? Try to keep the forearms activated. This is going to enhance the contraction on the top. Another thing that we don't want to be doing is tucking the elbows back, okay? You see guys doing this frequently because they're going too heavy, okay? The lats are going to actually help throughout this movement, and we don't want that. So an easy way to fix this and isolate the biceps is focus on the humerus bones pointing straight to the floor, okay? Shoulders are stationary. Another thing we don't want to be doing is using momentum and swinging. This is not going to help with isolating the biceps and building them. So just focusing on 1 to 2 second contractions on top to keep things basic and simple is going to be the most effective thing for this exercise, guys. So apply these tips and reap the benefits. Okay, so this is what we don't want to do on concentration curls is elbows too high, leaning back on the movement, using a lot of momentum. Instead, make sure the tricep is on the inner thigh so you don't get any momentum. You get a good solid clean contraction of the bicep muscle right here. Another mistake guys make is they don't get the full rotation when doing this exercise, okay? So this is also what you don't want to do, is give a half rotation, limiting the contraction. So right here we're focusing on the pinky rotating towards the ceiling as much as possible. That's going to bring out the peak contraction on this exercise. Also, using momentum and not contracting is another big mistake that you don't want to do, and it's very easily prevented by going a little bit lighter and getting a 1 to 2 second contraction on the top of the movement. And that's it, guys. So try out these tips and let me know how it goes, and just keep training smart. So here's what we don't want to be doing on preacher curls is leaning back while we're curling. That's going to lead to more strain on the shoulders and less on the biceps. So instead, slightly leaning over the bench or into the movement actually increases the contraction and tension onto the bicep muscles. Also, what we don't want to be doing is moving our wrist during the motion. So you can see right here, there's an extension and flexion of my wrist, which is not good for your forearms or your wrists. So instead, I keep my wrist slightly flexed throughout the whole entire motion, which keeps my forearms activated and actually increases the contraction on the biceps. And last here, what we don't want to be doing is using momentum, coming down fast, not contracting on top of the motion, going too heavy. How we could easily solve this is contract on top for 1 to 2 seconds and come down with a slow negative. So those are some easy fixes that we can start using in preacher curls. Hey, what's up guys? So this is what we don't want to be doing on spider hammer curls, okay? We don't want to be swinging the weight like this. Alright, and we don't want to be using our shoulders for momentum to lift up the weight without contracting on top. It's not going to lead to any gains. It's going to lead to only injuries and momentum. This is what we do want to do, okay? So we want to focus on keeping those dumbbells together. It's going to make it a lot more strict and hard on this movement. Also holding that contraction on top. If it's too heavy, you're not going to be able to hold it. And shoulders staying stationary, guys. So please apply these tips. Let me know how they work for you. And focus on that quality, guys.